really good. The keynote yesterday from David, and I've forgotten his last name because I'm terrible with names, but David's keynote yesterday was phenomenal. I've taken so much from it. I've learned so much about like the psychology of how we change, and given that this is a DevOps conference and DevOps is about cultural change, that's so relevant and so important. So it's been a really wonderful opportunity to be able to come here for that.
I agree. It was very interesting from a non-technical person as well to see the thought process behind that. So I thought it was, I got a lot of value out of it myself. Just want to get your opinion on the event so far, day two. How do you find day one? How have you found the start of day two?
It's been incredible. It's amazing to see this kind of a group, this kind of a topic, quite technical, but also some really sort of fundamentally human topics being discussed, just about how do we make this sort of stuff work in the real world. So it's just, I'm chuffed to have this sort of stuff going on in Newcastle, and it gets me very excited.
Completely agree, and I also agree with the technical and non-technical. It's nice to be able to add that together, right?
Yeah.
It's been an amazing event. We've had some great speakers, some great open spaces. I've really enjoyed my time here. It's a huge turnout. It's been incredibly successful. It couldn't have been done without some of these great sponsors, Newy Tech People to start with, Vibrato, CSA, these great teams coming along and sponsoring and promoting tech in Newcastle, but DevOps specifically.
I've been coming to these events since the very first DevOps Days that happened back in 2009 in Ghent in Belgium. And this, the thing that I really love about this year's event is that it's the first time that we're doing it out of a state capital, which is, it's a pretty remarkable achievement. You know, not many tech conferences in Australia managed to break out of the state capitals. And you know, I thought this year it was really important that we try and get DevOps Days on the road and get out into the action about what's happening in sort of rural and regional Australia.
Rural Newcastle.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe regional Newcastle.
Yeah, let's go with regional.
I think it's been a great event. It's probably the first time I've seen an event like this in Newcastle. I think there's been a lot of support from a lot of customers, so I think it's great to see everyone here.
That's great. I mean, this sort of event, the scale of this event and the reach of this event coming to Newcastle, as a local community coming together, mixing with international and national delegates is fantastic.
Yeah, and I think, mate, for the likes of us, right, having not pure tech, there's enough technical stuff for technical people to get involved, but I think there's enough there for the likes of you and me to talk about culture and things like that, which I found interesting.
Yeah, without doubt, and in the keynote yesterday was around biases, and that's applicable to any sort of profession or any form of technical person or managerial person or practitioner in between. Yeah. So I thought that was quite good. And look, it's just an opportunity to connect with people. You've got your conference streams and network generally, knowing a lot of people in the room and not knowing a lot as well. So the opportunity to meet people and talk outside of an office. And
it's been great because it's diverse in topics. Yeah. There's many different things, such as the keynotes about more the psychological, I would say, dimension of the job. And also from the security one, that is more in-depth, more challenging to me, because I'm not like the expert in that matter. But I believe that bringing the team was for us important because, for a few reasons. The first one is it's just next door, so we want to support whatever is going on in Newcastle. And secondly, it's to get some fresh air and see what the other companies are doing.
Yeah, which is great, mate. Getting an understanding of what other people are doing, it gives you guys insights, and it gets you out of the office, right, for the day. A bit of fresh perspective. It's great.
We love it.
I think it's fantastic. Gave a little talk there this morning, and to get an event put together, in a regional centre like Newcastle of this magnitude is fantastic. I think it's really a reflection on the technology transformation that's underway. Every company really now is a technology company. It's just a question of what field they're applying that technology to. Software development skills really, they're the most valuable skills on the planet. I can see us getting to a future where it's if you can't code, you can't come type position. And the point of intersection, between IT ops and software development, it's the place to be. So it's exciting.
I think it's great. So we've got people coming to this event, technical background, and it's their first time visiting Newcastle, right? We've got this collection of technical minds who are coming from all over to, get involved in our local community, trade information, have some drinks. So I think it's fantastic.
It's been great. It's good to meet more local like-minded tech professionals. Seeing faces to names, you always hear about them on Slack or any of the other Newcastle social media streams. It's been great.
Yeah, mate. I think you're obviously in a niche space, right? In a growing area. So an event like this would be good for you to interact with other people doing the same stuff.
It's great. It was good to have the opportunity to speak.
Yeah.
Not something I really do a lot, so I only got a 5-minute slot, but it was a great experience in front of such a big crowd.
Yeah, man. I think like an event like this gives people like yourself 5 minutes in front of a big crowd. So, man, that's a great opportunity.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Really love the speakers, really good quality topics, very wide-ranging of topics as well.
Awesome.
Well, like Mr. Boswell's talk about safety in a team and failing safely and creating the right environment for development. Right, I think that's really important, especially when people think about agile and what that means in software engineering. Usually think it means it's quick, it's fast, but quite often it doesn't give people the time and space to actually do the right thinking and the right thing to protect themselves.
It's been fabulous. I really love DevOps Days because it's a community-run conference. And so because of that, one of the hallmarks of DevOps practitioners is that they share openly. So there's none of this sort of jockeying for position that you get with different vendors being together. We're all sharing the same problems. The tech community here is, I found fantastic in terms of being really switched on and open to not just share problems, but what's working for each other and what we can learn from each other.
Mate, I agree. And I think that's a big part of any conference, if it's done well, is that sharing, that networking, that sharing of ideas. And I think that's what this is allowed.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably didn't have all that clear a picture. Like, I'm the kind of guy that likes a rough idea, and then I've learnt to roll with it and make it up as I go along, because you're a lot more flexible, you're a lot more able to adjust as things go awry. You can't plan for every contingency, and surprisingly well, this has gone far smoother than I could have hoped or imagined.
Yeah, it's run smoothly.
Yeah, everything's on time. I told everyone yesterday I was expecting us to be half an hour over by lunchtime, and we weren't. And today's more of the same. So the speakers have been great. We've had a mix of first-time speakers and professional speakers. Damien up there now is a developer advocate, but we've had local startups with first-time speakers, and I've been standing close enough to see the goosebumps and the shivers. So
I think that's an interesting part of DevOps Days as well, right? Is that different format where you add on those professional speakers as well as also the open spaces, the opportunity to have genuine conversation with people.
That's my favourite part. The open spaces, you get such a variety of experience and a wealth of knowledge that you don't get from listening to the more lecture style.
How have you found an event like this, obviously travelling to small old Newcastle?
I go to a lot of conferences, and I mean, this is actually true. I'm not kissing up to anybody. I'm telling you, it was the smoothest operation I've ever had to get my stuff like up on the stage, on the projector, the microphone, the planning beforehand, what to expect, explaining what we're going to do, meeting people. I've had the greatest time. I just had lunch here at Il Volcano, recommended by the organizers, and we had a blast. This has been one of the best experiences I've had when it comes to professionally speaking. It's been really well done.